Hello, welcome to everyone on board today. It is October the 2nd, 2021, and we're flying from Batman in eastern Turkey, great place, to Baku, from Batman to Baku. I think that was like a Europop
I feel like
song.
we're going from Gotham City to Star Wars.
Yeah, Baku. It's just I don't know, I really like the name Baku. Sounds cool. They do a good Formula One race as well. But we're going to be we're actually flying over a bunch of countries. We're flying over Armenia. And then we fly over, I don't know actually the order we fly over them, but we fly over Armenia, Iran, and we fly over Azerbaijan twice. Because why not? Because they've got a random bit of land that is Azerbaijan that's not connected to the rest of it. But I'm being British, I know all about that.
Yeah. Because I don't. Good on you.
Actually, we have somebody from Northern Ireland, Gary, in the chat, so he can definitely talk about that.
Hi, Gary.
But as you can hear, our co-pilot is the one, the only, inspirational RekItRaven, who, I've got to say, congratulations, recently celebrated becoming a Twitch partner.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
And you may also recognize them as a co-organizer of a day off Twitch and also an advocate of for equality on the platform. So, in just a few moments, we'll dim the lights, get ready for takeoff. I'm going to... Well, are your seatbelts on? Because
nope.
Judging by my thing, I did a little test earlier, and the first takeoff, I switched over to autopilot a little bit too quickly, and it plummeted into the ground. So
I'm excited. Let's do this. I'm ready. Let's go.
I've never crashed.
Never.
So there's always a first.
Do you have Yelp? I'd like to leave a review.
Yeah, to be honest, the last podcast we had was with Psyche. She managed to, I don't know what happened, because it was the first time live that I'd flown it, and this will only be the second time, and it was like a perfect landing, so I have no idea what happened.
I like that.
But yeah, no, the lights are dimmed in your cockpit there, over there. So, first, again, thank you so much for joining.
Of course. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited about this.
Me too. I've been excited for ages, and I sent you the message. I was like, oh my God, I hope they say yes. I hope they say yes. And
oh yeah, no, I was like, yep. I think that's exactly what I said too. Just yes.
I was really, really pleased. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. And because we had an emergency first question last time, we're going to do the same one this time. Who's your favorite superhero, if you like superheroes, as we are leaving Batman?
Okay, so Raven from Teen Titans.
Okay.
Not really a hero, not really an anti-hero, just kind of like dark, brooding, edgy, and has a father who's a demon, right? Like identifiable.
I've got to say, I've never seen Teen Titans. Is that Marvel or DC? Or...
It's DC.
DC. Oh, okay.
It's DC.
Oh, is that where you get your name from, or actually?
It's partly because I love Raven from Teen Titans, and you know, Edgar Allan Poe is my thing, so it just kind of fit.
Oh, perfect.
Right? Like I used to read the poem "The Raven" to my son when he was a baby.
Oh,
so
that's awesome. Yeah,
I'm a weirdo.
No, I mean, and where's the RekIt come from?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I initially was Raven Pones. When I started on this platform, I was Raven Pones, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I had a bot that I had named like something stupid, and then I was trying to rename the bot to Patrick Botman, like Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
And I ended up renaming myself Patrick Botman. So
your own account.
Yeah, that was not ideal. And then I was like, well, now I have to wait however long to change my name. And so Raven Pones wasn't going to be a thing. I didn't want to go back to it. I was like, what do I do? I could do like Get Wrecked Raven. I was like, or do I do like something funnier like RekItRaven, because it kind of sounds like Wreck-It Ralph. And people were like, yeah, do that. And I was like, oh, okay. So
that is great. Wreck-It Ralph.
That's literally a staple of my life. Like that is how I live my life. I mess up and then I make the best out of it.
To be honest, having your name origin story is because you accidentally changed your name to Patrick Botman. It's quite that's a unique one. I love it.
Yeah. Yep. That was a thing that happened, and it was a very interesting time in my life.
Wreck-It Ralph is a good movie. I really enjoyed that.
Right?
Yeah.
I like that.
You got that in your
I
name
really
as well.
like that movie. Thanks.
So let's start right at the very, very beginning. We are climbing to 20,000 feet. So last time I set it to 9,000 feet, and I had to like manually control it the entire flight because the land was higher than 9,000 feet. So if I switched on autopilot, it was, yeah, we were going mining. So I had to go and do that. Change it to 20,000. I think we're safe now. Although I can see some mountains in the distance, but well, we'll have to lift our feet up for that. But yeah, right. Let's start right at the very beginning. Why did you decide one day that you wanted to stream?
Because my partner at the time told me I couldn't.
Oh, that's great.
I don't like. I'm sorry. I don't like being told I can't do things.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it was coming from a place of jealousy because he was afraid that I was going to do better than him, and I did. But yeah. He was streaming, and then like I was meeting a couple of the people that he was friends with through streaming, and I was like, yo, like I can really get behind this. Like I love playing video games, you know, I like socializing with people, and I don't get out much because, well, money's an issue and I don't like people around here. And so it really became a way for me to kind of carve out this little like place for myself where I felt safe to be exactly who I was, because people were literally meeting me for the first time through it.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I had to put on this mask of being somebody I wasn't. But I never really took it seriously until about, I want to say, a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah.
Like it was very casual for me. It was a hobby because I was working. I was a young mom, so I did have my son. And it was just kind of a thing for me to like actually get some socialization in.
And so when was it you very first started streaming? What year?
It was 2015, October
Wow.
2015. So we're coming up on 6 years. Ew, gross. God, I'm old.
That is, yeah. I mean, that's been 2015. It had changed by then, yeah, because I think I literally only made my account in 2014. So it was, yeah. So can have a big celebration. Do you have like a streamiversary date?
I do, but I do it from the time that I actually really started taking it seriously.
Yeah, same.
Which was June of this year, right? So June 21st.
Wow, okay.
That is what I am calling like my rebirth, my anniversary, my rising from the ashes, if you will.
Yeah.
So like I don't necessarily celebrate the fact that I've been on the platform for almost 6 years because whatever, but you know, I will celebrate those milestones when I really did put the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears into creating this to be a career for myself.
Wow. And when was it that you got partnered? Because it was a couple of months ago, was it? I don't know. Time
No,
just
it was
disappears.
September 8th.
September 8th. Wow, that's not even a month. Oh.
No, I'm a little baby partner.
Oh, yeah, hardly. You might be new, but those shoes fit perfectly.
Oh, thank you.
Not at all. Like, you know, when you watch someone, you're like, yeah, like, why aren't they a partner? Like, they've got the charisma and like the way that you deal with your community and you deal with your chat, whether it is a community or whether it's somebody that's brand new. I just feel like you can definitely tell that there is years of experience there.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. And
Oh,
I refuse to cry on this damn podcast.
Oh, hey, don't worry. I'm sure there'll be other people joining with crying. In fact, Gemma,
no, I will cry.
do you know Gemma, Games Mistress, one of my mods? We actually commissioned an emote of happy crying because it's her thing.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I do. I'm a big crier.
Oh, I think I only cried on stream once, and it was a game called The Last Day of June. I don't know if you've ever played it.
No.
Oh, it's like based on a song, and it's a really sad song. So I was like, well, I know what I'm expecting, and yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Had to end the stream. Okay, maybe.
Aw.
I did have one of those spicy beans earlier that I was quite close to crying on.
Crying. Yeah.
Oh.
No, I don't blame you. Those things are terrible.
So there's Bean Boozle. You've got the stinky tasting ones, and then there's the spicy ones. And I thought I'll mix it up a bit.
Ones.
Yeah, I thought I'd mix it up a bit, get the spicy ones. Oh my god, I would eat the whole pack of the stinky ones rather than just one of those Bean Boozles. That was.
Yeah, they're not good, and they actually make me nauseous.
Yeah.
Like I don't like them at all. They are the worst.
Well, I'm looking forward to. Well, I've got a whole pack of those now to go through before.
Oh, good
Brilliant.
luck.
Well, I think I got the mildest one, and yeah, I had to blow my nose. Got my nose just straight out. Lovely. Anyway, that's the last thing I want to be talking about.
Is it though?
It was
Just
a choice.
kidding. Just kidding.
If you want to talk about my nose, that'd be... Oh, no, we won't talk about that. Okay. So I was doing a stream and I accidentally didn't click stop recording. I accidentally clicked start streaming and sat there watching a stream without realizing that I was live as well. And I
love that for you.
harvesting potatoes.
Love that for you.
I had a cold.
That is hysterical.
I had a cold. I had a bad cold and it was all blocked up there. And oh, jeez.
Oh, no. Listen, I regularly shove tissues in my nose if I have to on stream.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Oh, it was the shame. Anyway, let's go on to more about you. So why do you enjoy streaming? What works for you? I mean, we do have quite a long flight. It says 1 hour 26, and that's according to all like the autopilot. So I think, well, I'm sitting in comfortably here, and we've got some extra stuff to talk about as well, which is going to be great.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But why did you decide? Oh, I say why did you decide? You said out of spite, which is a great reason. What made you take it more seriously again? Your rebirth. Let's talk about that. Why did that really, make you want to stream properly again?
Okay, so just letting you know, we're about to get real deep here. Okay, so grab your tissues.
Got a glass of wine.
Yeah, September 11th, 2019 is when I gave birth to my daughter. But I almost didn't make it out alive.
Wow.
And that changed so much for me, because it was at that point where I didn't really understand what it meant to live until it almost got taken from me. And it put a lot into perspective for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I had suffered through postpartum depression. I have PTSD because of it. But it also was that you really have very finite time on this earth. What are you going to do with it? I had lost my job because COVID was starting to become an issue. That, and because my job consisted of me regularly going out and like driving and going into people's houses, and because I had lost so much blood, I nearly bled out, right? I had something called a postpartum hemorrhage. And because I had lost so much blood and my iron count was so low and they didn't want to give me a transfusion because I was breastfeeding, I would fall asleep all the time. So I was not medically in a place that I could get behind the wheel of a car successfully and have to drive for hours on the day. So I kind of got forced out of my job because things were promised and those promises were lies. And so after a while, my husband, my partner, he was like, well, why don't you get back into streaming? Because it's something that you did love to do. And I was like, yeah, like, so after a couple of months of me, like, taking care of myself to the best of my ability, going to therapy, things like that, and trying to handle everything, I started back up again. And I was at like 6 concurrent viewers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if I'm going to make this my life, like, something needs to change. Yeah. So I did the research. I did the work. I, made sure that I was, staying informed, staying in the loop, studying stuff that would allow me to progress. And at the same token, a lot of the Black Lives Matter riots and stuff, well, not even riots, the marches were happening. And so I kind of just paired the two together, right? Like, I want to play games. Yeah, that's fun. I enjoy doing that with people. And I think, my community enjoys watching me freak out over horror stuff. I think it's funny, but I know I have more to offer. So let's talk about these things that, you know, growing up, we were told we shouldn't be talking about. Like, we shouldn't be talking about religion or politics or race or inequality or anything, because this is America and everything's great and we are number one and we know exactly what we want and this is the land of dreams. But it's not for so many. And we're still here because we don't want to have these conversations. So I really started to take it seriously because I want to change the world. I know my time on this planet is limited. And I have 2 little people looking up to me to lead by example. So how am I going to do that with what I'm given? And that's
Wow.
kind of like my rebirth.
Yeah. Wow. That is, I had no idea. That is really, it does put everything into perspective, really, doesn't it? And when you see the no politics, no religion talk and stuff like that, it's one way that I'll like not look at a stream because
Yeah.
you need to talk about this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you've got people looking up. Yeah, you've got 2 people looking up to you there, but also people in your chat. They do the same. There's people in this chat right now who are really thankful for you and look up to you. I know, so many, but yeah, it's. Thank you so much for sharing that.
I'm not gonna cry.
We've got a bit more time until, but you know, again, thank you so much for sharing that.
Of course.
How, like, one of the questions I've got is like, how did you find streaming at the start? So let's talk about the second, you know, the rebirth time. How did you find that when you were adding, you know, you were saying, okay, no, I'm going to include current events and talk about inequality and various things like that. How did that happen? You know, how did you find that at the start?
It was hard because I was losing people.
Okay.
But I was also like, if you don't care enough about issues that I'm talking about because I'm going through it, or somebody that I care about is going through it, or not even somebody that I know, but is a marginalized person and is going through it, good. Bye.
Yeah.
Don't need you. You know, when I first started back in 2015, I was trying to cater to everybody else. Oh, you want to see me play this? Oh, you want me to do this? Okay. Because, you know, we all get that, like, we get a viewer. We want to keep that viewer. How do we keep that viewer? Right. So you're doing everything to make everybody else happy.
Yeah.
This time I stopped doing that. So when I did start and I did, you know, create the space for these conversations, I saw people drop off because they were expecting something that I wasn't going to allow any longer. Right. I know who I am. I know who I am. Unfortunately, it took something, you know, deep, very heavy for me to go through to understand that. But I know who I am. And I know that I will attract the people that are okay with me being exactly who I am. And if you're not okay with me, cool. I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I don't want to be.
Yeah. No, I cannot disagree with that whatsoever. And yeah, do you think that some people, when they maybe do start streaming, obviously getting those initial few viewers are really important, especially ones that come back and they might be kind of trying to please everybody?
Yeah. You know, I think it's at least for myself and like for certain people, and I don't know if I'm answering this properly, so bear with me.
Answer it however you want. This is your podcast.
Well, I'm just the guest.
No,
so.
you're not. You're co-pilot.
Okay, I am the co-pilot.
Yeah,
and
co-pilot.
Pilot, I will answer this to the best of my ability. I think people innately just want to make others happy, right?
Yeah.
Especially people like me, because, you know, without getting into like the life and story of Raven, I grew up never being good enough. You know, like I grew up in a situation that was very tumultuous, very abusive. It was very back and forth. Thankfully, you know, I'm adopted. I'm adopted by white people, which people don't know. And I think that's important for me to say, because on issues surrounding racism, racists don't care if I was raised by white people. They see the melanin in my skin and that's it. But I completely lost my thought. That's ADHD life, y'all. Y'all saw that happen live.
Oh, I get that as well. I just put it down to age, but I'm like...
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, I do it all the time. But
Yeah.
I think that I was saying something.
It's about people being themselves on the platform or trying to please everybody.
Yeah, I think we're conditioned to not stir the pot. We're conditioned to just fit in, be model minorities, if you will, and that doesn't work for me. And I think a lot of people need to understand that the more you do that, the less you are you. You really there's power in being exactly who you are and knowing who you are and presenting that, right? And I get why people get caught up in the cycle of trying to do things for everybody else and trying to snag and hold on to those viewers by any means necessary, because Twitch is a game of analytics. It's a game of numbers. But I don't think people understand that the truer you are to yourself, the easier you will grow, because people will feel like they are getting caught in a web of lies with you if you're trying to wear so many hats and put so many masks on. Whereas if you are exactly who you are, they know what they're going to get every time. Yeah.
Marginalized people when they're, Gemma said like it's marginalized people when they are conforming it so that the difference isn't seen as dangerous. Yeah, exactly. That's the point of it.
Exactly.
What have you learned that you wish you'd known when you first started? Even in the last 12 months, what have you learned?
Oh, a lot. Yeah. You know, a lot of it is not selling myself short, knowing that impact is value. You know what I mean? Yes. Because before all of this happened, I was only sitting at about like 30 to 40 CCV. You know, to be honest, now it's starting to go back down there anyway. Whatever, don't care.
And I'm in there with you as well.
Right? Like, don't care.
Yeah.
But being like who you are, taking a stand, really making it known what you're about, creates impact, and impact is value. You are creating value for yourself by being who you are, standing up for what you believe in, and you have more power than you think. Don't allow anybody to take that away from you. It's very much like Spirited Away, where like Yubaba takes Chihiro's name.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Don't let people take your name. And you'll be good.
I'm just blown away that you used Spirited Away reference as well, because I love that movie.
So do I. It's so good.
It was the
so
first...
good. I have a little No Face in my room.
Oh,
I love him.
It was actually
No Face.
The first movie I saw. Well, I watched it at home and I finished it and immediately just went, okay, I'm watching that again, because I just wanted to watch the whole thing again.
Yes, because it's so beautiful.
I never even
and it's so relevant. It has aged so well.
I need to, I haven't had a watch of that for quite a while. But yeah, no, you're completely right. Like, taking the name, taking your identity. I think, is it Nye Saga who has the company Impact Over Numbers?
I think so.
So it's just so true. Impact over numbers, 100%.
Yeah.
And happiness over numbers as well. Make sure you're happy with what you're doing.
Yeah, because the numbers will come eventually, right? Yeah. Like, I think people need to understand that their own success is on their own timeline. And you can't compare where you are to somebody else who is similar to you, because that is not your life. Yeah. Right? Like, just because somebody gets something sooner than you do doesn't mean that you won't get there. You have to take your own time and stay on your own journey. Yeah. Celebrate other people, especially if you want them to celebrate you.
That is very true.
And do it unconditionally.
Cannot disagree at all. And I saw somebody say luck is when preparedness meets opportunity.
Yes.
And you just need to make sure that you've got that preparedness, and then as soon as that opportunity is there, take it.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Do you have any advice for people starting out right now? I'm guessing kind of what you've been mentioning it, but what advice would you give? to somebody who's
Yeah.
like, you know what, I'm going to start out right now?
I would say know what you want to do. I think that's important. Twitch is a very oversaturated platform. So if you have to carve out a niche for yourself, right? Like my niche is talking about certain things and you know, I do play a variety of games, but horror is always home. That is my niche.
Yeah.
My niche is also, you know, the way I look, and that's an unfortunate part of it because I don't like being as shallow, but it is, right?
Yeah.
So like you see people all the time. I'm so upset that I'm about to say this, but you see it with like Dr. Disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Not my favorite,
Yeah.
but he's got that whole thing going on for him, right?
Yeah.
If you want to take this seriously and you want to build a career out of it, then you need to treat it like it's a business. If it's a hobby, do you, boo?
Mm-hmm.
Do you? But if you are going to treat this like a career, then treat it like a career. You're going to have to get down your marketing. You're going to have to get down your branding. You're going to have to make sure that you are providing something to the people who you want to come into you. And most importantly, you cannot be a chameleon in this space. You will get drowned out. You have to stand out for being exactly who you are.
Yeah. You're completely right. And to be honest, I could do with that, some of that advice myself as well, because it's, you know, it's completely true, especially if you're making it a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's definitely different people who do it, treat it as a full-time or part-time job, and then treating it as a hobby. And it's entirely up to people, but yeah, decide. You're completely right. What about, like, how do you find streaming as a Black LGBT plus streamer? I know this is like a very general question, but is there anything that you have to think about, like, before and during your stream that other content creators who aren't necessarily from marginalized communities don't have to think about?
Yep.
There's a list.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I got to make sure that Commander Root has already been ran, and I got all the known bot accounts blocked. I got to make sure that my mods are up to date on what's going on with A, B, C, and D. I need to make sure that I have my settings together. I need to make sure that I have at least 2 mods on deck at all times. I got my Siri bot going. There is so much I need to do to prepare to sit down and actually fucking press go live.
Yeah.
Especially lately. Like, I didn't think about it much before because, you know, the occasional troll would come in and whatever. But especially now, since people are being so malicious for no damn reason. Honestly, like, we all know there's no reason outside of just being malicious to be malicious.
Yeah.
And jealousy and insecurity. But I digress. It's frustrating. It's a lot of my time that I have to spend preparing to sit down in this chair and press go live that I could be like doing things with my family, making dinner, making sure that, you know, something else in the house is taken care of.
All the stuff that people can do and they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm just thinking back to when I was watching, it was in your stream, you'd literally just gone live, and how obviously you gave the impression that you were completely unfazed by it, but it can't have been easy because I just saw it was just constant. Like you ran something, I think, and then just a million people got their messages deleted and banned instantly. It was very impressive. But like,
that was Siri bot.
Is it?
That was Siri bot.
And that is something that is now, I think, so many people have got in their channels because what does it do? Does it automatically ban people? It knows when they're a troll and it bans them immediately?
Yeah, so the way that he has coded it, I believe his pronouns are he, him. I believe so. So Siri, if you're watching this, please smack me if I'm wrong. But the way he codes it is that he has lists of known bot accounts, like the Haas accounts, that he will put in, and the bot will actually automatically remove it. And then it learns. So if there is a Haas account, it will remove it. And he does it like that. And it's smart enough to understand like what's going on when. So if there's a bunch of like the same message getting posted, like in a duration,
yeah,
all of those accounts are getting banned. Messages are getting deleted. People are getting banned. It is a fantastic tool. It is so good. And the false positives are minimal. He works really hard on that. And so many people are so ungrateful.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, you're not doing this and you're not doing this. It's like, but he's got a full-time job. Like he's doing his own thing. He runs his own channel. And this, like, be grateful that somebody is putting in the time, the energy, the effort to make something work for the community.
Exactly. And yeah, even with the false positives there, the way that he does it, I'm pretty sure it's like it's almost brand new accounts. So if you do get caught up in that, just make another. Like, I'm sure hopefully if they are genuine people, they'd understand and be able to.
Or if you're on a channel that you got banned on, put in a ban request if they turned it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Just, yeah. What do thank you for reminding me actually about the pronouns. One thing I'm going to be doing in future, I'm actually going to be getting a new overlay here because the name badge and the clouds and stuff, they're not the most professional looking. But I'm also going to include the pronouns in there as well. So, sorry, you are, I mean, obviously I'm biggest Bennis, I'm he, him. What are your pronouns, Raven? Just so, I should have asked
they,
this at the
she.
start. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I prefer they, them. That's why, like, if you see the pronoun extension, it does say they, them. But she, her do work for me. You know, it's not that I like to describe my gender as just being an enigma, right? Because I don't really feel fully anything at most times.
Yes.
And then there are days where I'm just like, look, I'm feminine energy. Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, but so it works for me.
Okay.
But most of the time I'm just like in this place of nothing. And I like it there.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Chilled.
Yeah.
But we're currently flying over a glitch right now because, as you can maybe see, half of the land is beautiful green fields, and then suddenly there's a line down the middle of mountains. So
yeah, glitch is my favorite.
Can I just say they do use Bing Maps? That's all I'm saying. Bing Maps.
All tea, all shade, baby.
That's I mean, have you ever used Bing Maps?
Nope.
Does anybody know?
Nope.
God, if only they worked with Google, but Microsoft, Google, I don't know. Okay, before we move on to some other stuff, what do you like best about streaming?
Being able to connect with people, I think, is the biggest thing for me. Being able to connect with somebody and say, hey, you're not alone. For me is probably the most rewarding thing. Right?
Yeah.
I've been multiple times in my life in a place where I was alone. And I know how that feels, and I don't want others to feel that way.
Yeah.
So if I can inspire somebody, or if I could just make somebody laugh, or if I can, make time freeze, quote unquote, for a period of time for somebody, then I am fulfilled. Then I feel like I've succeeded in that day.
Yeah. That is a really positive way and like a great way. Even when you've got like 2 or 3 viewers, because I started back in 2017, and at the end of 1 year streaming, I had 9 average viewers, which is still, I'm very happy with that. But like you get, when you connect with a couple of people and they're there day after day and you're chatting, even just 1, 2 people, it really makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does. It really does. Because I don't think a lot of people understand the power of human connection. Just validating somebody in that moment could be the change. You know what I mean? And it's free to do.
Yeah.
Just like it's free to shut up when you ain't got nothing nice to say. It is free to be kind. It is free to be a good person. And it is easy to do. So why not do it?
And it makes you feel good as well.
Yeah,
I find.
Exactly. Maybe I'm selfish because I like feeling good.
No.
I don't care. I'm still going to make somebody else's day.
It's like that laughter therapy. You force yourself to laugh, you're going to be feeling great.
Yeah.
Especially if you, yeah. All right, let's go into some more like specific questions about you. We'll save the chat questions for later because I don't know if you saw them, but there are tons.
I did. Like, so what I like to do is I like to skim over them.
Yeah.
So that way I know what they are, but I also like to not think about them because I
Okay.
want them to be genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Brilliant. Okay, well, we'll do some more like little bit more specific questions because there are a lot of people, and I do include myself in this, that really got to know you through a day off Twitch. How did you get involved? Because that was organized with you, Lucia, and I believe there was one more.
Shiny pen.
Shiny Pen, yeah. Who was so there was the three of you that organized that. How did you get involved apart from obviously being the victim of the hate raids?
So after Twitch Do Better took off, they both approached me separately about like next steps.
Yeah.
And they both had similar ideas about doing almost like a protest or a sit-in or a boycott or something like that. And I was like, you know what? Like at first, because I was so overwhelmed, like when it first got brought up to me, I was like, I don't know right now. Like, I don't want to give you an answer because I don't know what's going on. Because I had like Washington Post and The Verge and PC Gamer and IGN and like Kotaku and everybody like reaching out to me. And at the same token, I was like, I need a lawyer because this shit is, you know, like it was crazy. So after a couple of days, I was like, you know what? It's probably a good idea. So I had spoke with Shiny on the phone and Shiny was like, well, you know, like I'd like to do protests. And I came up with the hashtag a day off Twitch. And he was like, yeah, like I like that. And he was like, I figured, you know, you can use your platform because it has gotten massive and you can use that momentum. So I was like, absolutely. I'm all for it. Let's go. And so we brought Lucia in a DM and then it kind of just took off, right? Because the energy around this one was very different. It was very different. It wasn't just people saying this is not okay. It was people activating in the space and saying, we are going to show you that how marginalized people are treated on this platform is subpar. That may not have been your intention, Twitch, but it is your responsibility. And I'm really like very, very, very honored to have been a part of that with them, you know, and thank you for saying I co-organized it because a lot of people are trying to give me all the credit for that. And multiple times I have stated like, no, like it came up with the hashtag, but the idea was not mine. Like we discussed it as a group.
Yeah.
So it was rushed. I will say it was rushed because once we started talking about it, a day or two later, people were getting doxxed, myself included. So the level of danger had escalated and a point needed to be proven sooner than later.
Yeah. There's a point where, I mean, yeah, you get called all sorts, but like the doxing is something completely terrifying.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Because they were coming after me. They were coming after my children.
Jesus.
And I am not a violent person unless I have to be, right? Do not fuck with my children because you can hate me all you want. Sure, I did something to you. I'm existing and that therefore is a detriment to your livelihood. Fine, whatever. Don't bring my children into it.
No.
Don't. They didn't do fuck all to you. I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that the reason that was done was to get a reaction out of me.
Really is the lowest.
Honestly, like the only thing that I did was look, like if y'all have screenshots of this, like they are threatening my children. If you have screenshots, please send it to me. I couldn't freak out like I wanted to. Right? Because one thing some people that are doing this may not know about me is that I lived in the hood for a long ass time as a tiny person. I know shit. You know what I mean? Like I am not afraid of confrontation. Period. And I'm not going to allow anybody to walk all over me. Period. But I know I know I can't come off as an angry Black woman, or all the progress that we've started will get squashed.
It sucks you even have to think like that. It's...
Yeah. I know I have to be professional, even more professional in all ways. Otherwise, the movement then gets undermined.
That's, yeah, as Gemma in the chat said, the angry Black woman stereotype is just so damaging.
Yeah. Because I'm angry.
Yeah.
I am angry.
Yeah. Like any other person would be. But like the fact that you have to then feel like you shouldn't be like that because of how people will react, it's just...
Yeah. But that's my reality. You know what I mean? Like that's what I inherited coming into this world. That I didn't ask to be born. Nobody did, right? Like nobody was like, today's the day that I want to, you know, fucking forge into existence. And then on my way out, I wasn't like, yo, hit me with 2 shots of oppression, please. I want to be darker than the average, you know, white person. Even though I am biracial, make sure that everybody only sees me as Black. Oh, and then on top of it, make sure I'm gay. Make sure that I don't fit in the gender norm. I want to be oppressed. Nobody says that on their way out the womb. I'm sorry. But I exist. This is me. We exist out here, you know, because I'm not the only one. And logically, it doesn't make sense to hate somebody for that.
Yeah.
But you can hate me if you want. But hate me because I'm better than you.
I'm sure many do as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of that behind it. And what did you think? So when the Day of Twitch was bloody successful, like they noticed, in fact, I saw the tweets, like the drops on Twitch for that day. I know very, very few people that actually streamed that day. Just a couple of friends I got from Norway who I don't think it even, like, they realized. But apart from like that, it was such a big drop. Did you did you afford yourself time to be like proud of that, or were you good?
It was very cathartic for me because at that moment, it was like you, like cisgender hetero white men, love to tell marginalized people that their pain doesn't matter, but it matters, and this is proof.
Yeah, and they love to say it won't make any change.
Yeah, it's not going to make a difference. Yeah. You're not going to do anything. If you want to do it, you know, move to YouTube. YouTube is equally as bad in their own way because they suppress marginalized people.
They let anything go there.
Yeah. Yep. Because that's where a lot of the doxing videos are. Jeez.
Yeah, I so love that. Like, move to YouTube, and I was like, have you seen YouTube comments? Like, those comments would be reported on Twitch, and you'd probably get a decent... You know, they'd probably be gone, but...
Yeah. Jeez. Yep. Because I don't know if they did take down the people doxing me in videos that I was featured on YouTube, because they would literally, like, call me by my first and my last name, put my address out there, start, like, telling me how fat I was or whatever. And I reported a couple of those, and they were like, well, you need to send me the link for it. And I'm like, it's on... YouTube, I need you to fucking get your head out of your ass for just a second. Because if you're working in tech, you should probably understand how the platform works, right? Click on this link, scroll down, and you'll see it. Not making it up. That's real. Yeah.
Like, it was actually where you reported it. Oh.
But please, I don't have time. So I don't... And to kind of circle back, right? Telling a marginalized person to leave Twitch, like, y'all don't understand that our identifiable markers are not exclusive to Twitch. So basically what you're really trying to say is go back to where you came from, because that's the equivalent. Because the stuff that is happening on Twitch is a reflection of society. And
so true.
You can't tell me it's not.
Yeah, no, we talk about like the Twitch bubble, how you're caught in there and everything matters only on Twitch, but there's like the Twitch bubble exists within a society, and it's because of that that this stuff is happening.
So
yeah,
it's been a very interesting chain of events, one that I did not expect, but I have learned to handle as things have gone on. And I know I didn't do it perfectly. I know there were points where I messed up, and I apologized, and I owned that, because for some reason in the social media sphere, people expect perfection, and that's just not attainable as a human.
Yeah.
And
I think anybody...
what's done is done. Yeah, what's done is done. I'm proud of the work that has been done. I'm proud of how far we have come. We still have work to do, but we're also allowed to be tired and take care of us.
Yeah, and exactly, Moni's right. There's no nuance on the internet. And I think anybody can look at what you've done and the impact that the movement had and that you have, and can be nothing but impressed. Like, I don't understand. Yeah, there is no nuance on the internet. Complete progress over perfection. Exactly. Nobody's perfect. It's such an old cliched phrase, but nobody is perfect.
Yeah.
And it just look at what the mistakes are. What, because you ended up having a chat with Twitch. Now, I understand you're probably not able to talk about anything that happened with Twitch, but you came out of that pretty positive. Did they mention this stuff that is happening with the verification, which is actually, I went into, I always butcher her name, Nasaga, Nasaga. I went into their chat today, and I couldn't chat because I didn't have my mobile phone verification on, and I was like, okay, well, you know what, that's making my account more secure. So some positives out of that as well. Did they tell you anything about that, or were they a bit more kind of general?
I don't know if I want to say, because I did sign an NDA.
Okay, fine.
What I will say is that I had suggested some of those things.
Yeah.
And there needs to be patience, right? Because in tech and in cybersecurity, unfortunately, things take time.
Yeah.
More time than a lot of people understand. I will say that the team that I did talk to were very, very kind, compassionate humans. And you can't fake caring.
Yeah.
It wasn't them that I was worried about, right? It's the head of the machine. Because as we've seen, it feels like Twitch is a machine that just doesn't fucking talk to one another, right? They have all these moving pieces and they work together, but not well.
Yeah.
I know they care. I know the people that I talk to care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know that there's going to be more that is going to take place to really start fixing a lot of these problems, but it's complicated. It's very complex. There's multiple facets that need to be fixed, right? We can't just say, oh, if you do this, then, it's good. It's not. It's not. There's a lot of things surrounding all of this that need to be addressed. And the fact that they're even addressing them at all makes me hopeful.
That's great. And I think Cosmic Stoat, used to be called That Gay Ginger on Twitch, who works still, I think, actually in cybersecurity, had a really good thread about how long these things can take.
Yeah.
Because I didn't sign an NDA. I think the person that told me did. But the tags, when they added all the identity tags to Twitch, that stuff had been in the pipeline for about 2 years.
Yeah.
And they were trying so many different things. Some ideas that were atrocious, and like
Yeah.
it led to people wanting to actually quit in the stream team that I was part of. And luckily at the end they were like, okay, let's just add all these tags. But they do try a lot of things, but it does take a while, and it looks like they're not doing anything. But you just have to be patient, but also it's such a pain, like having to be there and to be patient. It really is.
Yeah, especially when you're hurting, you know, especially when you're hurting.
And you've been attacked.
When you are in this space and you are being attacked for who you are. Yeah. That's traumatic. It's traumatic. In some way, shape, or form, there's a level of trauma involved. And it's hard to be patient when you are hurting. Trust me, I get it. Trust me, I get it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I want things to be done now, right now. I also understand logically that is not possible.
Yeah. So let's go on to games. We haven't talked about games at all, really, apart from just briefly that you play. We're currently losing altitude, but that is fine as long as we don't clip these mountains. I think, because it's now we're actually into like cruising altitude, going down to, or like going in, approaching the destination, though we are still 163 nautical miles away. So hopefully we won't get there, because I've got so much I still want to ask. So I might have to skip a couple. Can you remember the first game you ever played? Ever. Not including, like, not on stream, but like ever.
Dr. Mario.
Dr. Mario, that's not one I've heard before in
that was like
games.
Original Nintendo. Like it literally was almost like a Tetris board, but you had pills and they had 2 different colors, and you had to match up the colors to like get rid of them.
Well, I think people in the chat. You're that sound. And was it on the Game Boy?
No, that's like original, like NES, like Nintendo. That was along the lines of like Duck Hunt, when they gave you your first actual like gun to shoot the ducks, and there was like that stupid little dog that would like come and snag them. I remember stupid shit, and that's some of it. I'm sorry, should I not be cussing?
Oh, do as much as you want.
Okay, because I was like, I've been cussing this whole time, and here I am finally thinking about it.
Every single episode I tick the explicit tag for the podcast. So.
Okay. I just,
don't worry. Yeah, no fun. We tried family friendly for a month once, and that was an experience. Yeah, I know it was. Again, it was like, is this going to be my brand? No, it's not. You know, when you're trying to discover yourself. On Twitch, and it lasted a month.
Yep.
That's all it did. In fact, weirdly enough, Gemma found the stream through that, despite being quite possibly the most unfamily friendly
that's funny
person that I know.
I love that. I love that.
What about games? So you love horror games. You love streaming horror games. Do you love playing horror games off stream as well?
So okay, I'm about to out myself. Ooh. Here we go. I actually have like a little secret society. It is a bunch of women or femme presenting people who play like a lot of like the dirty horror games. So like Lust from Beyond, Lust for Darkness, things like that. Because those things aren't allowed on Twitch, right? And unfortunately, women or femme presenting people are often told we're not to explore like that side of ourselves. So we have like this little comfy cozy cave where we will stream that together. And we'll kind of go through the story. We'll see what mechanics we like, what we don't like. And I do play a lot of those kind of games off stream. A lot of the regular just like horror games I do try to keep for stream because people like my reactions, right? So
will you be playing Max Payne?
Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I usually.
Did I say Max Payne? I didn't mean Max Payne. What's the one? Is it? No, it's not Max Payne. It's.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
it's a name. It's a dude's name.
Is it just Alan Wake? That's.
Yes, that's one. No,
generic dude's name.
Generic dude's name. No, I will not. I tend to steer clear of a lot of like the big horror games. I don't know why. I really have a passion for indie horror.
Ooh.
So I love a lot of like the little like low budget, if you will, horror games because I find that there's a lot more heart there.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they have something to prove, right? So they're really just trying to like dig in with story and like I really just have such a soft spot for indie horror.
Yeah. I've only played one and it was called Bloody Boobs and I don't think it was aimed at me, but it was Bloody Boobs. There was only one, well, two things that had any effort put into them in that game. It was, yeah.
Blood and boobs, I'm assuming.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, perfect. My kind of game. Okay.
You
can throw that my way.
We're about to head into the ground, so I'm going to go and switch over to AI piloting. I just hope I can save it before it crashes. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Okay. There. Oh, thank goodness. It let me continue this. But yeah, no, to be honest, even the blood wasn't that good. It was just literally,
boobs.
Yeah, boobs that wobbled and check it out. It's actually on my YouTube if you want to have a look at the...
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
I was like, this 99 pence game looks interesting. It was terrible, but in an amusing way. Yeah, but like I said, not for... not I wasn't their target audience. What's your game of the year so far? Do you tend to play... Because you play a lot of indie games. Do you play like current indie games or is it like current indie horror games or do you tend to play older ones? Do you have a game of the year?
I have to think. I would have to think. I don't know that I've played that much this year that I'm like, oh God, yes, this, absolutely, 100%. I did watch Deathloop. I didn't play it, but I am also biased because you have, black characters.
Yeah.
And I was really excited to see that played. Like, I am not spending the money for it right now, if I'm honest. I just can't. I can't. Yeah. But I do want to play that. I do want to play that at some time.
It plays well. And I think, because I played it on release. I actually played it on release on PC and then was like, this is the kind of game I want to chill on my PlayStation with. So I got a refund and got it on there. But I haven't played it back. I haven't played it yet. I've been just wasting my money. But that game played pretty well. But apparently there are quite a few bugs. So
yeah,
waiting seems like a really smart choice for that as well, actually.
Yeah. And I know that there's a lot of accessibility issues, which I'm not super thrilled with. Right. But
yeah. And yeah, less said about that Twitch video about people playing it.
Yeah.
They're better.
Yeah.
What are your, like, do you have any games, because you say you don't tend to play the big games. Are there any games coming out that you're really looking forward to?
Outlast Trials.
Oh, what's that? I haven't heard of that one.
That is supposed to be a like co-op Outlast experience. I will say Outlast is the one game that I'm like, absolutely, yes, love it. Also fucked me up a little bit because I wasn't ready for the end in the second one. Okay.
Would you recommend it? Because
yes.
I love kind of cult games. I find them really extra creepy.
Yes, I would. I think for me, it was even creepier because there was so much surrounding a lot of like those very, very, very intense religious, I don't want to say cults, but cults.
Yeah.
And I think it's an interesting way to explore that. Because it is probable that these things do exist. So I would recommend it for sure.
Okay. If I'm looking for a horror game, that's definitely one I was thinking of. I kept remembering remember that Twitch clip of the guy whose daughter came to ask him. He had a very young daughter that came by and like tapped him on the shoulder while he was playing Outlast, saying like, "Hey, Dad," and he just
oh my god,
the scream.
Oh my god, no! But I need to see that. That sounds amazing.
It is brilliant. If anybody has a clip of that, feel free because it's just that guy became pretty famous just because of that one clip. Because the poor kid got terrified. Because he more scared than the guy did because he just like screamed. Like before we do go on to like the chat questions, even though we are getting kind of close, but we're not going too fast. I
mean, but we're gonna have to like make sure all the controls and stuff are good too, right?
We do. I hope so.
Okay.
We're gonna hit the ground. Now we touched on it, so we're gonna be one of the things that I'm gonna like change and make a bit different with future Jetstreamers is having like a topic that we discuss, just to give a bit of uniqueness to it. Although I think the chat that we've had so far has made this a pretty unique Jetstreamers. What?
Well,
So
I'm
we
glad.
we're gonna go and have a little talk about like how they celebrate. How your successors are celebrated. How Black and BIPOC successors are celebrated compared to white people's successors. And as somebody who's just got partnership, I'm sure you experience it firsthand all the time.
Oh yeah.
How do you notice? Like, what do you notice? And what was the reaction like when you became partner?
For the most part, it was good. But I also have, a community of people who understand like who I am, what I am, things like that. But then you get, again, a lot of the cisgender hetero white men. You've only done this for clout. You are using Black trauma to win. You are not deserving of these things. Like, this is fake. You're as bad as X, Y, and Z person. You don't belong here. Like, why is it that you got partnered but I didn't? Type shit, right?
Yeah.
So it is so interesting to see how a certain demographic of person perceives me, not knowing me from anything outside of what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Because I had put a tweet out in December of last year that by September, I wanted to have 5,000 followers on Twitch, 5,000 followers on Twitter. I was going to do some YouTube shit. That didn't work. And then I wanted to be either partnered or close to it. And I made that happen.
All of it, yeah.
It may not have been the way I wanted it to happen, but I made it happen. And because I had applied for partner and got partner in the midst of all of this, that was the perception, was that I was doing it because I was selfish. And, maybe there was a little bit of selfishness behind that, but I worked hard to get to where I am.
Yeah. And look at the stuff you went through.
Exactly. Exactly. And me applying for partner was not just for me. It was for people who were like me, who were told that if we were critical of the platform, we wouldn't be offered the opportunity.
That's what I loved seeing, that tweet saying like, hey, what was that about people who are critical of the platform not being partnered? They know about it. But you said when you spoke to them, the people that you spoke to like seemed to genuinely care.
Yeah.
So there are people there who understand
absolutely.
the pain.
And so I mean, again, it's very reflective of what we're going through in society, on Twitch, wherever else. If a Black person succeeds or a brown person succeeds where a white person wants to, they will tear that person down.
Yeah.
They are not, like, we suddenly become undeserving. We are clout seeking. We are unqualified. We don't deserve shit. But those same people will turn around and have a success and be mad when we're not cheering for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
And like Money says, you don't need to justify how you got there. Why should you have to justify? Other people don't. White people don't.
Yeah.
I was never asked to justify when I got partnered.
Exactly. Everything that I do, every success that I get, almost demands an explanation by people who feel like they are entitled to me.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
Yeah. Exactly.
Period. You don't have to like me. You never showed up before anyway. Your words mean nothing. So fuck y'all.
Exactly.
You can kiss my whole ass. I said what I said.
By the way, is it just to give the people in the chat, is the sound okay? Because all the issues today, I think it's only through my audio back into my ears rather than actually. Oh, it's fine. Okay, good. Yeah. Honestly, I got the most like complicated setup. I just need to simplify it. It's a pain in the ass half the time. Okay, let's go. Well, actually, no. Let's go and ask one more. We all know that Ally is a verb and not a name that you give yourself. What can white content creators do to elevate and celebrate successes more than just, a simple retweet or replying with congratulations? What else do you think that they can do?
Show up. Show the fuck up. Show the fuck up. That's it. Lurking on this platform is the backbone of the fucking platform. You ain't got time. Pull that person's channel up, mute the fucking tab, and keep it moving. You don't have to be vocal to support somebody. Retweets are cool. Thanks. Appreciate ya. Quote tweets are even better, because if you're quote tweeting that shit and you're like, yo, yes, woo, amazing, cool. Because that's doing more than just like, congrats. Don't call yourself an ally if you're not prepared to do the work and actually fight for marginalized people in a way that we can't fight for ourselves, right?
Yeah.
White people who already said that they don't like me aren't going to listen to what I'm saying. They'll listen to you, though, because you look like them. Because they've already deemed that I'm evil, which, I mean, they're not wrong.
Hardly.
But they've already deemed that I am not worthy of their time. I'm not worthy of sharing the same air, the same space. That's up to you. If you're an ally, that's your job.
Exactly. Do it. And this month is Black History Month in the UK. So
yes,
they are, especially if you're in the UK, you go to the front page of Twitch and you will see, I think it's Black Creators UK. I think it is. I'll get a link to it, but go and follow that. There's so many amazing people. It was just, seen the link and seen the stream team of all the people taking part in there and recognizing so many as well that are rightfully getting their front page time and the recognition that is deserved. But not just
Absolutely.
this month. Give them a follow. Make sure you're supporting them the rest of the time.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of people there who aren't partners who very much deserve it. And even lurks help.
If I can, don't only show up when Black people are going through some shit. Don't only let me say this again. Don't only show up when Black people are dealing with some shit. Because if y'all don't plan on showing up for me on the good days, don't show up for me on my bad days.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
100%.
That's it. Sorry.
No.
Period.
100%. And money, Black Twitch UK. It's a stream team. We'll get a link to it in there and put it in the video as well. Make sure you follow. Look at that. Best mod. All right. Should we go into some chat questions? We've got a bunch of people from all sorts of people. We'll start with some Gemma questions. Now, you have a number of places that people can subscribe for your content, including Fan House, and I've been told it's pronounced Ko-fi, like Lo-fi. That's what it says on the Twitter. Can you share your thoughts on sub-off Twitch and diversifying your online content creation? Do you think more sites equal more money, or is it just more burnout?
It can go in either direction, right?
Yeah.
Schedule everything, including time for yourself, to prevent burnout. So if you plan on, posting something on Fan House, you can schedule it, be done, walk away, take your time. So it can impact you in a really great way because it does diversify your income. They usually take 10% of the money that you make, which is chump change. And Ko-fi doesn't really take a cut. PayPal does, but Ko-fi doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you to find that happy medium. And if you think you can't, there's nothing saying that you have to do that. Do what works best for you and put your mental before anything else.
Yeah. Ko-fi doesn't cost. I mean, you don't have to technically post anything.
That is true.
Do you think, I mean, obviously sub off Twitch. What are your thoughts on that movement? Because obviously, it's...
I started that.
Oh. There we go. It's me not researching enough.
Oh, that's okay.
Do you think...
I started that.
Do you think that people still... Because obviously they won't get the ad-free viewing unless they've got Twitch Turbo and the emotes that you have. Do you... What's your opinion on that? Do you think people like subbing to you, and then maybe adding to that with another?
So
site would
I
help?
think that it is very dependent on the situation. And, there's a lot of moving pieces there. I don't want anybody to do anything that they don't feel comfortable doing. Right. So for me, I encourage people to sub off Twitch, but I'm also not going to tell them not to sub to me on Twitch because I need the income, right? Like right now I'm dealing with trying to pay down medical debt. I need the income. This is my job. So unfortunately, that means that I need to get paid for that work. And sometimes that money gets funneled through Twitch.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to be upfront and be honest about it. Like, hey, if you want to sub to me on Twitch, thank you. But I do have these other outlets. These other outlets don't take nearly as much money. That way you're giving your audience, your community, the power to decide that.
Yeah.
Because that's after having like started that one, like, people were like, well, I need this money. Like, this is how I totally okay. None of the movements were meant to bully somebody into partaking in them, right? Like, it is a movement, but you have to be willing to participate. And if you can't participate, it doesn't mean you don't want to. It just means that you can't.
Yeah.
So it's very much like, do what works best for you in that moment. Because yes, financially, we want to hurt Twitch. Hate saying that, stupid, but reputation is a currency.
Yeah.
Don't let that, go over your head. Twitch has a reputation. And if you damage that reputation, that's costing money.
Yeah.
Period.
Never thought about it like that. That's really, yeah. It's really, reputation is a currency.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you are open about having ADHD. Do you have any tips for content creation, streaming, and general self-employment while managing neurodivergence in a world not built for brains like ours? Ask Gemma.
Yep. Schedule everything. I have a desk full of Post-it notes. Like I'm not even shitting you. Like, I write down everything on a calendar.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, like, I have a planner, I have my Post-it notes, I have my phone. Like, I am scheduling everything. I don't use Discord. I use something called Gilded because it comes with a lot of the organizational tools already in one spot. So it does have a calendar. It does have to-do lists. It does have, scheduling systems. It has things that I don't need to go to separate sites for. So I really just try to simplify things.
Yeah.
Right. If I have to start using 3 or 4 tools to get one thing done, I'm lost. I'm lost.
Yeah.
And I get overwhelmed and I shut down, or I try to do too much and it doesn't all work. I write things down. I schedule everything so that way I know what time I have available and I utilize it for myself, for my family, for work things. But I cannot explain how much easier and more manageable things have gotten for me since I've really started writing it down. So that's how I manage.
I need to do that. I am completely on that team as well. And there's a bunch of people in the chat. Yeah. Planner queen, team planner.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. I just recently got a new iPhone and I'm using the to-do list in that. And it's, honestly, I've actually used it and it's benefited me. I went to the shop the other day. I was like, I'm going to make a shopping list. Never done that before. I didn't forget anything.
There you go. See, it helps.
It really, really does.
It helps.
Now, here we go. Another one. Here we go. Got some compliments as well to start with. You have a huge heart and focus on creating a better world with everything you do. Something I truly admire. So many things in life can feel overwhelming and like power struggles are just constantly grinding us down. What keeps you going? What keeps you going and focused on changing the world? And who has inspired you? What do you do when you feel defeated?
My children. Hands down, it's my children. I want to leave them better off. And Yeah, I mean, like that's it, right? Like that's my inspiration. That is why I get up and I do what I do. I want to make their lives better. I want to make everybody else's life better too. But like first and foremost, they are my number one. They are my priority. And I burn out. I burn out. I most certainly get discouraged. I most certainly have days where I don't want to leave my bed and I don't want to get up and I don't want to talk to people and I don't want to check my phone and I just want to be antisocial and feel what I'm feeling. So I do. I allow myself to have those feelings. I don't try to fight it because if I fight it, it gets worse.
Yeah.
So I really just, I'm learning to honor myself more and to honor these uncomfortable feelings that we were taught to push down or cast aside or whatever. I think it's important to be uncomfortable because there is growth in being uncomfortable. And that's the lesson that I'm trying to teach my children as well. Right?
Yeah.
It's okay to be uncomfortable. Not everything is going to feel good. And we need those things to remind us of what does feel good and to be better for. So I really do. Like, I just let myself feel these things. And if I have to, like, I'll write down in a journal that I keep by my bed 2 things that made me smile that day. And when I'm having another hard day, I flip through it.
Yeah. I like that.
That's how I cope. It works for me. It's going to be so different for everybody else. But I would honestly recommend trying the journal thing.
That's really good.
It really does put things into perspective.
What's it like being a mother on Twitch? How's that?
It's interesting.
Does that affect you?
Yeah, because I can only stream during certain times because my shitty ass kids are awake, around, being assholes. I love them. The children are the most toxic relationship you will ever have, hands down.
And they did they interrupt you when you're streaming? Do they pop on?
Not so much anymore with they used to, but not so much anymore with all the hate that's going on because I don't want them in this space. I don't want anybody to have access to them. Yeah.
So you don't let them on. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look. Oh, my iPad's running out of battery here now. You're outspoken about human rights and representation. Has that always been the case, or did that grow over time? Were you ever afraid to take a stance for the causes? I mean, this question was potentially answered before when you were talking about, your rebirth on Twitch. Were you outspoken in that way before? Maybe not.
I was always outspoken, but never really in that way because I was raised in a white family. So if I did say something like, "Hey, this person decided to say this about me," it was brushed off.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
You weren't able to be.
It was only until I really left that environment and really started to become who I am now that I really became very vocal about it. Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be like, yeah, absolutely all the time. No. There was a point where it was literally just survival for me.
And it is great that you are now. Many people are grateful. Very, very grateful. Right, okay, that's the other things. Oh, here we've got a question. Very different to what we've just been talking about. Your makeup is always on point. Any favorite brands or products? And also,
Nyx.
Can we see the nails? Because I know your nails did those. You thought you were running out of time, but look at that.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
I did them. You can't really see them because I don't have autofocus, but yep.
Say NYX.
Yeah, no, I use NYX a lot. Like it's NYX. It's a drugstore brand, but I love them because this is a matte liquid lipstick that I love, and the eyeliner is their matte black liquid liner. I also use Fenty foundation. Okay.
There we.
Because I love it as I'm smacking my microphone. But yeah, it's cheap. Like, I have to do things on a budget because I have 2 people who need things way more than I do. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I would say if you are planning on really like getting into makeup, buy cheap first, see what you like.
Yeah.
You can always upgrade, but and I use magnetic lashes. These are actually Kiss.
I think you blew Money's mind when you mentioned about the magnetic.
Yes, they have changed my life. I literally just I put my eyeliner on, and then I put the magnetic eyeliner on, and I just lay them on there, and I'm done. And I walk away, and we good.
Honestly, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, it's great.
Amazing. Well, there we go. Money is going to be like just something else. I can't wait to see your next stream, Money, with your magnetic lashes on.
Love that for you. Love it.
Although, yeah, Money and I do have the same makeup regime. Every now and again. for Halloween. What got you hooked on horror as a genre? Here we go. Because you are a horror legend here. What got you hooked on horror as a genre? Is there any like particular game or franchise? Obviously, there's the one that you play off stream, but is there a franchise that you love playing on stream? And any recommendations that you'd give people?
So I kind of just got hooked on horror because it is gruesome, right? Like it is. And I kind of identify with that because a lot of the times it's kind of how I feel. And I know that not like violent, but like yucky. Like I just feel, I don't know, misunderstood a lot. Oh my God, I sound like I'm in fucking high school again. I'm still misunderstood. Nobody gets me. But there's almost like this sense of accomplishment when you get through it, right?
Yeah.
You get through something hard, and then once you come out of it and you know you did it, you almost feel proud, right? And
yeah,
somebody said something that kind of resonated with me. A lot of it is feeling like I have control, because there were so many points in my life where I didn't, right?
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, control is it's not, nobody has control. The only thing you can control is how you react. That's it. But having had such a rough upbringing, there's a part of it that is very therapeutic for me, where even though something bad happens and it freaks me out and I tense up and I get scared, I can confront that in a way that I know I'm not physically going to be hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just kind of like fits me.
That's so
my
true.
Edginess.
But I also think, yeah, that's true. Because I remember when I was younger, I'm like, why would anybody watch a horror movie? Like, why would anybody play a horror game? It's like, it creates a human emotion that is not enjoyable. And like, it's only quite recently that I discovered, oh yeah, this is why. It actually, like I finished Resident Evil 7 in VR, which was quite an experience. But literally after about 2 hours, you get numb to it. But it's, yeah, that heightened emotion really does help. And there you get to see me suffer. Are you going to be playing any like super scary games this October? Because it's now October.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Listen, I have a whole list of games that I have to get through. Like I just picked up Dagon because I love Lovecraft. Love Lovecraft. I know he was a xenophobe. I don't excuse that. He was a shitty person, but I love the stories. Okay.
Yeah. There's the whole death of the author debate, which is interesting.
Yeah.
He's not here. He won't benefit from it.
But like I do, like I just love the lore of it.
Nice.
So I do play a lot of like Lovecraftian horror, but I have a whole backlog of things. Like I have Summer of '58 that I want to play.
Have you played
there's a
Alien
couple-
Isolation?
I haven't. I haven't.
Oh,
I have it.
yeah.
I might play it.
I played 2 hours of it.
I might poop myself.
Yeah, I played 2 hours of it, and Moni and Gemma literally gifted me Resident Evil 3 to put me out of my misery because they knew I was doing like a horror day, and they were like, "Please, we can't watch you do this anymore," because I was in agony. And then I stupidly said, "Moni, if you finish Celeste, which is a really difficult platform, if you finish Celeste, I'll play Alien Isolation for 3 hours," and then she beat it. So
Well,
it is very scary. It's very, very tense. It's like pure tense, even though nothing happened. It was very, very tense.
that's kind of like Phasmo for me, honestly enough. Like the ambience of it, like I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck you, Mary White. Stay the fuck in there. I'm gonna go hang out in the van now.
I really hate how the training mode is on your own. You're like,
Yeah.
why would you do that on my own? I don't want to play this on my own.
God, listen. The first time I played it,
I was told by chat that you could go into the training because you had to do the training mode, but if you quit out of it immediately, you didn't have to do it. So that's what I did. I was like, no chance.
Yep.
We've got a few more questions as we make our way to the approach. I'm just praying that we get the landing guide because sometimes it doesn't trigger, and if it doesn't, then we're going in blind. So that'll be fun. What is your favorite horror creature and or trope? You are a fan of vampires or zombies or cults, maybe?
Demons. Yeah, demons, hands down. Like vampires, okay, cool, seen it. Werewolves, done. Ghosts and apparitions, yeah, okay. Give me a fucking demon. Give me something tangible that is just fucking twisted.
Yeah.
And then throw it at me so I can scream and like do all this and like cover my face. Be like, "Huh."
Have you played Resident Evil 2 remake?
I haven't. I haven't. So I haven't really played Resident Evil. I've watched it, but I've had no like desire to play it because it's like another take on zombies and it's whatever. There's
a pretty terrifying kind of demon in that they do.
Then I might need to play it.
They do. Yeah, it's like a stalking demon. It's I didn't enjoy that part. Well, I did in the same way, you enjoy a horror game. I'm not entirely sure what's happening to the sea here, but the sea seems to be a bit of a mess, which is we've got these random lines in it, but
love that. I love that for us.
We'll
Look at that. Amazing.
We'll blame Bing Max.
Thanks, Bing.
What's your favorite fundraiser? This is a good one. I'm going to steal this because I'm doing a fundraiser at the end of this month for Gamers Outreach. What is your favorite fundraising or donation incentive?
I know what other people's favorites are. Me eating spicy ass fucking jelly beans.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My favorite is not doing that. No, I don't know that I have a favorite one. Like I thought that blindfolding myself for a couple minutes would be cool.
Yeah.
But then I didn't get fuck all done. So that wasn't fun. But there was one where like I was maybe I'm lying. I don't think that was it. I don't know.
Have you ever done like a streamathon, trying to go as long as possible? Like
God, no. I'm old.
Yeah.
I'm old. Me sitting in this chair for like 12 plus. I did a 12-hour stream once. I hated it. I hated it.
Every January, I don't know why I did it the first year. I celebrated my like streamiversary by doing a 24-hour stream, and I was like, oh, I can do that every year. Every year it gets worse. It gets harder and harder.
Yeah.
I don't stand happy.
I'm old. I am old. I may not look it because black don't crack, but I am old. And that's that. That's where we leave that. I'm not doing no goddamn 12 hours.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see us at like hour 17, barely keeping our eyes open. And yeah. Oh, see, I'm older. Now.
Yeah, but I've also had 2 children, which aged me 20 years apiece.
Yeah, I haven't had that. Yeah.
No.
Now, we've been trying with a partner, but it just doesn't work. You've been big into advocating change for Twitch, but it gets exhausting. What do you do to unwind and relax? And also, I've absolutely no idea, by the way, we're going with the flight because the landing thing is not turned up. So I'm like flying around hoping that it will eventually pop up.
We're
and
going
I can
to crash.
We'll just go and land on someone's back garden. It's a small plane.
Perfect.
We'll be fine.
I love that too. Hello. What are you making for dinner? I watch a lot of true crime. I watch a lot of like grit and stuff. Like I was finishing True Detective with my partner. Like we'll end up playing games together, or like if I'm in like pure like burnout isolation mode, for some reason I play The Sims. It's that sense of controlling life, right? Because again, control facade, but that's what I do.
I can The Sims is so chill. So chill. I think we might be getting an approach being told. I don't know. I'm hearing things being said over the radar, and that usually means they're finding it. I do like The Sims. What kind of do you like building The Sims, or are you a player?
Yeah, no, I'm terrible at building. I want to get better at it, but I'm not great at it. So I just kind of pretend like it's actual life, and I'm like, oh look, we're moving into this pre-built house that was here, and it's nice. And then we're gonna sell everything and redecorate it the way we want to. So I decorate. I'm an interior decorator, but I just like playing.
Love that. Love it. What's your favorite? Well, I've got the favorite off-stream game. We've said that before. What's a game you would like to stream, but you haven't had the chance to yet? I mean, you say there's a backlog of, 50 games to say?
Okay. Well, let's see. Where are we? I'm actually looking at my Steam list right now.
We do have the landing thing, by the way, so there will potentially not be a crash landing.
Oh, perfect. Song of Horror is one of them. That's on my list. I tried Under Depths of Fear, but I haven't, like, there was a game-breaking bug in the beginning of it. I haven't really went back. And honestly, like, I'd love to stream either, like, ESO or Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, would you play Final Fantasy 14?
I mean, I have to reactivate my subscription, but
I treat that place like a charity. Even if I don't play it, I'm like, it's like a gym membership. It's just
right.
Send them money each month. Yeah, I'm actually. In fact, I literally before my stream today, I played it, but I'm on a European server. I tried the US one, but it was a bit of lag.
Yeah. On
Fairy, obviously, that was.
Of course. Yep. I have a character on Fairy.
Yeah, you know, you get like a couple of characters. Maybe I should. I wouldn't mind going through the story again because it's been so long. So long.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Such a good game. I remember asking somebody, I was like, what's the LGBT server on Final Fantasy? They're like, every server. Literally every server.
Ooh, so. Too fast. Too fast. Yeah. We better slow down. We gonna die.
It's not even slowing down, actually. There is a button. One of these buttons, because I'm using I don't know if you've seen this. Oh, shit. No. Maybe I shouldn't be showing you this while I'm navigating it. But I do have, like, we've got a posh controller here. But there is a button on here. I'm not sure which one it is that opens up the flaps. So I need to get my flaps out, but I don't know what the button is.
That was my nickname in college. Sorry.
Don't worry, we do not have family friendly on. That's totally fine. I have no idea, by the way, what the... Oh, here we go. There's the flaps. Flaps are on now. Get your flaps out. They're out.
Perfect. I guess I'll set up.
All right. We've got a few more. Now, what is your favorite food? Oh, here we go. Look, no, not too fast anymore. What's your favorite food or sweet treat?
Tacos.
Ooh. Like what kind? Hard shelled or soft shelled?
Hard shell. Yeah. Yep. I need a crunch.
That's the one thing I miss about living in Spain. I live in, like, there was one of my students who had married a woman from Mexico, and she had the best. Oh, it was incredible.
I believe it.
I miss it. They were soft shell, but they were just
Yeah.
Everything.
Crunch.
Even like the tortilla chips there were made like in the back. Like everything
Oh my
was.
gosh.
Oh, so good. What's your favorite
I love
filling?
that. My favorite what?
Yeah, your favorite filling for a taco?
Oh, I just like beef.
Yeah.
I just like beef. I don't know. Chicken don't do it for me. It's not the same. Like I need beef. I like beef.
The one they had was beef, some mozzarella cheese, and avocado. And it was such a good mix.
That sounds good.
We're getting too slow. This is probably bad. Oh God, we're going to stall if we don't go and speed up a bit.
Oh God. Okay. Well, it was nice knowing y'all.
Too slow. Oh geez. What if you could design a game? Here we go. If you could design a game, what kind of game would it be?
It would be. I've actually thought about this a lot because there's a game that I want to build. It would be a black femme-led Lovecraftian-based story game.
Awesome.
Because a lot of the Lovecraftian games that I have played are like white men who are private detectives or are looking for something or middle age. And I'm like, can't relate.
Yeah.
Can't relate. Not a white dude.
Have you played any Bloodborne? Because you can you create a character? You can create a character in there, can't you? But obviously it's not hard coded in. I'll play the shit out of that, says Gemma. Yeah.
See, I just need to find somebody to actually develop the game because I don't have no fucking development skills and I don't have time to learn.
Any developers in the chat or listen to the podcast? Get in touch. Get in touch with Raven.
Please.
And this was from Liz. I remember this quick fire. Who are your favorite POC streamers?
Amaze. I'm Just Key. Pleasantly Twisted. Cypher of Tear. Critical Bard. And I am Brandon.
Amazing list. Right. Let me just, we're slowing, we're stalling. I'm going to have to speed up because we're about to stall. Shit.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Okay, we might be about to get our first crash landing here.
Love this.
Oh, why isn't it going back? Oh, is it because my flaps are out? Put my flaps away. Put my flaps away. Oh, God. It was going so well.
It was.
Oh. We're, brace. Just really enjoy. At least we'll make the runway. Is this the runway in front of us? No, the runway's to the left. Is that a river or a runway? I can't tell. Oh, okay, that's a river. Right, here we go. I think. I don't know if we're actually landing on the right runway, but we'll have to do this. This is brace for impact.
Bracing.
Brace. Oh shit, we're going in a bit hard. We're going in at 198 per
Love
hour.
that for us.
By the way, if anybody wants to ask any more questions, because I don't think we'll abort the landing, but we will.
Did you put your flaps away?
No, my flaps are still out, but we're hoping to slow down. Okay, we're right. Oh my God, we landed. Oh no, we're taking off again. No. Oh no, we didn't put the... Okay, abort landing. Okay, we're going to be doing a second landing, which means that we need some more questions because that was my last one. But there we go. So we'll just... It would really help if I knew what the buttons were, wouldn't it? There we go. We're back in the air. We will take it. Any question? That's the touch and go landing. I nearly have some...
I love a touch and go landing.
I'm
sorry. That sounded way worse than I had anticipated.
No.
But here we are, and I can't take it back.
No. What's your favorite season? Says Ollie. Perfect. There we go.
Autumn.
Hands
down.
Yeah.
Hands down. Love that.
What are your goals for your career in future? Yeah, these questions, they should be... where are we looking? Yeah, do you have any like special streams planned?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I mean, I technically can tell you because it's time, but I didn't announce it on Twitter yet. I am an ambassador for the It Gets Better project.
Oh my God. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I will be providing content on the It Gets Better project channel for the next 6 months. And basically, I will be, talking to LGBTQIA2 plus youth, discussing things like coming out and what that looks like, because it's not the same. Gender identities, not necessarily feeling like you have to choose a label for who you are and how you identify. So I'm really excited.
That's fantastic.
I'm really excited for that. We're going to be doing some more charity work as well. I'll be doing a charity event with Soft Giving. Lots more podcasts and interviews. I'm going to be upping my stream schedule as well. But yeah, like there's a lot planned.
Fantastic.
A lot planned. What
do you do to avoid burnout? Because obviously, especially with having 2 kids as well, I bet you just want to rest sometimes. Or are you somebody?
I took weekends for myself. So Friday, Saturday, because I used to stream Friday nights. Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for the most part, like with the exception of like today and other days
thank
like
you so much.
that I like put in.
Yeah.
I take that time to be, with my family, have my makeup off, have my hair off, not really have to answer emails. Like, I make it a point to take time for what is most important.
Thank you so much for, for agreeing to this, especially on a weekend when you got some time off.
Yeah, no, of course. I already put that down, though. I was like, listen, this Saturday, this is what I'm doing from this time to this time. And they're like, yeah, cool.
Oh.
So.
Fuck them emails, says Money, yes. Don't even look at them. Ollie says she bathes in the blood of their enemies and has a nap.
I do. It's fair.
Yes.
Yep.
They do. There was another one, and I'm trying not to crash at the same time as this. By the way, this is I actually had a kind of not a touch and go, but there was so close to being a touch and go when I was flying to New York. The one time that I went to the US, the plane was about to land, and apparently then it suddenly took off again. And the reason was that there was a plane on the runway where we were going to land. So, never been the most comfortable flyer since then.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah. So what are your...
Much better this time around.
What are your... Well, I don't know. This is the second attempt at landing. What's your... yeah, let's hope this is going to work. What... Too fast still. Oh, dear. What is your... Yeah, where's your streaming schedule? Just so people do know who are listening and maybe don't follow you.
So right now it is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Daylight Time now. Eastern Time.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. But it will be Monday. I'm going to start doing this the second week of this month. Monday at 6:30, Tuesday at 12:30 Eastern Time, and then Wednesday and Thursday will be 6:30 Eastern Time.
Do you know what you're playing?
Nope. I know I should plan my content better, but I don't.
That's one thing because we're gonna land. Are we gonna land?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I think that's the button I need to press. I don't know. I'm just gonna press all of them, and we're gonna. Okay. Oh, we're just suddenly going off to. Well, we kind of got there.
You know what? I'll take it.
I feel like I think that's the brakes. But you know what? I should have probably done. Worked out which button was the brakes, because I'm not quite sure. But we landed. It says landing gear. I know we've got the landing.
I'm proud of you. Did it.
It keeps shouting at me with landing gear. I think it's because I'm trying to put the landing gear up. And there we go. We did it.
4 out of 10. Damn.
I'll take 4 out of 10. I mean, we are alive. And we did bounce off. So we're all about 3 feet shorter now after that bounce. But I think we do need to... First, what I need to do is work out how to turn this thing off, because I literally do not know the button to turn this off. There is some...
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Something in here. I don't quite know what... by the way, Baltimore, thank you so much. 48 freaking months.
Oh, damn. 2 years.
That
2
is...
years.
Almost. 4 years. Yeah, there we go. Let me put this... I think it's like down here. I don't know. We're just going to ditch it and leave. Because I think there is a button there. I think it actually might be one of the buttons at the top. Where is it? Fuel? Should we just dump the fuel? No. It's on the ground. How can people... Oh, here we go. Oh, look at this. Oh, let's not bring up the control menu. Never mind. How can people find you, Raven? How can they find you, A, on like your social media, and B, how can they find you to send you tips, subscribe to you, support you in other ways as well?
Well, Friends, you can find me on almost anywhere at RekItRaven. The only time that is different is on TikTok, and it is rekit.raven. If you were interested in sending me tips, I am, it's Ko-fi, ko/fi.com/RekItRaven. You can also check out my fan house. Warning, there will be y'all will see me in some shit. Okay. It's
more reason to do that then.
Sometimes, people get thirsty and I provide, but yeah, that's where you can find me. And that is fanhouse.app/RekItRaven.
The links are all in the channel. I'll make sure they're in the YouTube link description. But if you are listening on a podcast, I mean, they will be there in the show notes, but I don't know. You won't be able to click on them unless you've got a fancy podcast app, which I'm not sure.
Oop.
But honestly, I cannot thank you enough for this. This has been really, really, really interesting. I don't understand how it's been nearly 2 hours.
I know. It doesn't feel like that at all.
Learned so much because I was kind of worried because this is it was slightly longer flight than before because I was like, I kind of want to go somewhere that's people kind of know, like a capital city. I don't want to land in someone's back garden, although I nearly did. But I wanted, so it was a bit longer than usual. But honestly, I could have ended up, chatting for another hour or so. It was brilliant.
I know, same.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
And those people who are in the chat or who are listening to it really soon, when is your next stream?
What's today? Saturday?
It is.
It will be Tuesday night. Tuesday night.
So please.
So Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern time.
Which, if anyone here is, because there's a bunch of people here in the UK, 6:30 Eastern is 11:30 UK time.
Mm-hmm.
midnight in Central European time. But yeah, Gemma's had to pee for 30 minutes. Well, I'm so glad that you didn't miss any and you didn't miss that atrocious landing. But yeah, thank you so much again, and good luck with everything. Absolutely everything.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.